My girlfriend said I need space, don't contact me for a while. Then she posted vacation photos with her ex. I respected her wishes, changed the locks, and sold her car, which was in my name. When she returned, her key didn't work and her parking spot was empty. Me, 30M. I guess I should start from the beginning. It's still a raw subject, not going to lie. About 3 weeks ago, my girlfriend, Emily, 28F, dropped a bombshell via text. We'd been together almost 2 years, living together in my apartment for the last year. Things felt okay, maybe a little distant lately, but nothing alarming, or so I thought. The text arrived on a random Tuesday night while I was making dinner. Emily wrote, "Things feel complicated, and I really need some space to think. To sort things out. Don't contact me for a while, please. I'll let you know when I'm ready." Oof. Low blow. Space is never good. But okay, trying to be the understanding boyfriend. I replied, "Okay, Emily. I understand. Take all the time you need." I heard nothing else. Total radio silence. But that's what she asked for, right? So I respected it. Cleaned the apartment, spent a couple days confused, hurt, wondering what she meant by complicated. Work was a welcome distraction. Then came Friday night. Bored, scrolling Instagram, and there it was. A mutual friend had tagged Emily in a post. Photos, bright sun, beach, cocktails, Emily looking incredibly happy, arm in arm with Jordan, 29M, her ex. The one she swore was ancient history. The caption something like, "Living our best life. Island getaway reunited." My blood ran cold. Space to think meant a tropical vacation with her ex-boyfriend while asking me not to contact her. The hurt morphed into something else. A cold, hard clarity. She didn't just want space. She wanted me out of the way while she test drove her old relationship, keeping me as a backup plan in my own apartment, using my resources while explicitly telling me to leave her alone. Fine. You want space? You want no contact? Granted. The next morning, first things first, locks. Called a locksmith, had the deadbolt and door handle lock on my apartment changed. Cost about $250. Worth every penny for the peace of mind. Her key was now useless. The car. This requires context. About 6 months ago, Emily's old clunker finally died. She needed a reliable car for her job, social media marketing, lots of client meetings, apparently. But her credit wasn't great. I agreed to help. Bought a used, but pretty decent Mazda CX-5, around $17,000. Crucially, the loan, title, and insurance were all solely in my name. The understanding was that she'd make payments to me, which she mostly did, and it would be her car to use, but legally it was 100% mine. Never added her to the title or insurance. She treated it like hers, decorated it with fuzzy dice, the whole bit. I took the spare key I always kept, drove to a nearby, reputable dealership that buys used cars. Briefly explained the situation. Need to sell it. I'm the registered owner. They took a quick look, offered a fair initial market estimate, around $16,500, pending a full inspection and title verification. I agreed to proceed. Signed the initial paperwork to start the process. They said it would take a few business days to complete the inspection, finalize the offer, and handle the title transfer. Left the car there, took an Uber back. Her assigned parking spot in the apartment complex, empty. Her stuff, I didn't touch it yet. Still in the spare bedroom closet. I'm not throwing it out, that would feel petty. But she wasn't walking back into my apartment without talking to me, which she specifically requested not to do. I felt oddly calm, like performing necessary surgery. Hurt? Yes, deeply. I felt like a complete idiot. But anger wasn't the primary driver. It was logic. She asked for space and no contact, demonstrated the relationship was over by going on vacation with her ex. I was simply respecting her request and protecting my assets and my home. Now I wait. According to Instagram, the best life vacation lasts another week. Let's see what happens when she returns and her key doesn't work. Update 1. Well, she's back. Showdown happened last Tuesday, 9 p.m. Me, Ryan, 30M, was watching some TV, trying to ignore the knot in my stomach. Heard keys jingling outside the door, then the sound of a key in the lock. Silence. More scraping, now frantic. Then knocking. Knock, knock, knock. Ryan? What's going on? Open the door. Emily's voice, annoyed, not yet panicked. Took a deep breath. Opened the door, just a crack, kept the chain on. There she was, suitcase beside her, tanned and pissed. My key doesn't work. What happened to the lock? Me, I changed it. Calm voice, level blinks. What? Why would you do that? You asked for space and no contact, Emily. I gave it to you. Permanently. What are you talking about? I just needed some time. You can't just lock me out. I saw the vacation photos with Jordan. Seems like you've already sorted things out. Her face went from annoyed to furious, with a flicker of briefly suppressed panic. Emily, that was just a trip. It didn't mean anything. We're friends. I raised an eyebrow. Friends who go on romantic island getaways while asking their current boyfriend for space? Got it. Ryan, don't be ridiculous. Let me in. My things are in there. Where's my car? Her eyes flicked to the empty parking spot. Where's my car, Ryan? The entitlement radiating off her, the pure assumption that everything would still be waiting for her. Me first. It's my apartment. Second, it was never your car. It's my car legally in MY name, and I'm selling it. It's at the dealership now. Her jaw dropped. You're selling it? You can't do that. I paid for that car. You made payments towards its use, Emily. You did not buy it. The title and loan are in my name. The sale process has begun. This is insane. You're stealing from me. I'm calling the police. She pulled out her phone. I just shrugged. Go ahead. Call them. Explain that your ex-boyfriend changed the locks on his own apartment after you asked for no contact and went on vacation with another ex. Explain that he's selling his own car, titled and registered solely in his name. Let me know how that goes. She hesitated, phone halfway to her ear. Then her expression turned venomous. Emily, horrible person. You planned this. Me? You planned a vacation with your ex and asked me for radio silence. I respected your wishes and faced the consequences. You have no right to keep me on standby in my own home. Suddenly, another voice. Her sister, Brooke, 26F, must have been waiting in the car downstairs. Came walking up the path. Brooke? What's going on? Emily, Ryan, why have you locked her out? Emily, resorting to tears in front of her sister, he changed the locks. He's selling my car. He's kicking me out. Brooke turned on me. Are you kidding? After all she's done for you, you just kick her out and sell her stuff. It's my apartment, Brooke. And it was my car. She asked for no contact and went on vacation with Jordan. Check her Instagram. We're done here. She needed space. You're supposed to be supportive, not punishing. Supportive while she cheats on me? No thanks. She made her choice. Now she can live with it. Emily started demanding her stuff, right then and there, 9 p.m. No, not tonight. You can arrange a time to pick up your belongings. Text me a date and time. I'll have them packed near the door. You won't be entering past the lobby. You can't dictate, I can. My apartment, my rules now. You wanted no contact? This is the new contact arrangement. Text me the time. Goodbye. I closed the door, locked the deadbolt. My hands were shaking slightly. Adrenaline, anger, residual hurt, but mostly relief. The confrontation was over for now. I heard them outside for another 5 minutes, Emily yelling, Brooke trying to calm her down while probably also fanning the flames. Then they left. A few hours later, got a text. Not from Emily, but from Brooke's phone. Brooke's text, Emily needs her things tomorrow at 10 a.m. Be ready. No please, no thank you, just pure demand. I replied, fine. Spent the next few hours packing Emily's things. Clothes, toiletries, books, knickknacks, anything I could find. Piled it all near the door. It was cathartic. The dealership called later that week, maybe Thursday, said the inspection was done. Final offer was firm at $16,350. Small adjustment for tire wear. Went there Friday afternoon, signed the final title transfer documents, and they handed me the check. Deposited it immediately. Felt like closing an expensive, emotionally draining chapter. Let's see what tomorrow, pickup day, brings. Expecting more drama. Update 2. The past week has been something else. The levels of entitlement just keep rising. It's almost impressive. The pickup, 10 a.m. sharp Wednesday as scheduled per the previous update. Knock on the door. It wasn't Emily. It was Brooke and her mother, Karen. Emily was waiting in the car, apparently too upset to face me. Sure. Karen immediately started with the watery eyes, crocodile tears I suspect. Karen. Ryan, how could you do this to her? After 2 years? She loves you. Apparently not enough to avoid vacationing with her ex while asking me for space. Karen. It was a mistake. She was confused. You should forgive her. And selling her car? That was cruel. She needs it for work. It was my car, Karen, legally mine. And her confusion led her to betray our relationship. Actions have consequences. The car is sold. Open the door wider to display the boxes stacked in the lobby. Here are her things. Take it all. Make sure you get it all, because this is the only chance. Sniffing disdainfully, we need to check the closets, the bathroom. You can't. You're taking what's in the lobby. I packed everything I could find. You won't be entering my apartment further. Don't be irrational, Ryan. What if you forgot something? Then that's too bad. You get to stay out here. I get to stay in here. Take the boxes. That's the deal. Clearly they wanted to push their way in, maybe argue further, maybe find something valuable of Emily's they could claim I kept. Wasn't going to happen. They muttered under their breath, but started loading boxes. Took them 3 trips. Meanwhile, Karen kept up a running monologue about how heartless I was, how Emily was devastated, how I owed her compensation for the car. I just stood there, didn't engage much. Kept repeating it was my car and she'd restart like a broken record. The financial demands and smear campaign, once they were gone, the texts started. Now mainly from Emily. Alternating between weepy apologies, I miss you. I made a huge mistake. Take me back, and furious demands, you owe me for the car. That was my money. I'm taking you to small claims court. Ignored the emotional texts. For the demands, sent one reply, Emily, the car was legally mine. Title, loan, insurance, all in my name. Your contributions were towards its use during the period you drove it. Consider it rent. No further discussion. Then blocked her number. Blocked Brooke. Blocked Karen. But it didn't stop. Suddenly some mutual friends started contacting me. People I mostly knew through Emily. Their tone was accusatory. Dude, I heard what you did to Emily. That was pretty messed up, selling her car like that, so cold. Clearly they were getting a convenient narrative, painting me as the villain who kicked her out and took her car out of spite. Conveniently leaving out the vacation with Jordan part, I'm sure. Briefly explained the situation, her text, the vacation with the ex, the car legally mine, to a couple of them who I thought might be reasonable. Mixed results. Some understood, others clearly bought her narrative. Whatever, people believe what they want. A dirty trick. Then came the call from my landlord's office yesterday. Apparently, they received an anonymous complaint about recent disturbances and loud arguments coming from near my unit. Claiming there was yelling and concerns about confrontations. My blood ran cold for a second. This felt calculated, trying to get me in trouble. Luckily, I have a good relationship with the building manager. Calmly explained, my ex-girlfriend, who was living here but wasn't on the lease, recently moved out after a breakup. There was a brief, Loud argument outside my door when she discovered I'd changed the locks following her request for no contact and subsequent actions. Her family was also here briefly for a supervised pickup of her belongings. There have been no disturbances inside my unit, and she no longer lives here. The manager seemed understanding. Said they'd make a note of it, but unless there were further verifiable complaints or actual disturbances, it wouldn't go anywhere. I'm pretty sure that was Emily or Brooke, trying to stir trouble. Low blow. The X Factor got a message request on Instagram from Jordan. Didn't even open it, just deleted and blocked. Don't need or want to hear anything from him. Probably gloating or trying to stir things. My response, honestly, all these entitlements and dirty tricks just solidify my decision. They don't make me feel guilty, they make me feel justified. This isn't just a mistake Emily made, it's who she is and who her enablers, Brooke, Karen, are. Revenge isn't some grand plan. It's simply letting them crash into the wall of reality. Apartment secure, sleek, and solely mine. The complaint went nowhere. Car sold, money in my account, legally airtight. Her stuff is gone. Communication blocked on all channels. Any future contact attempts, especially threats, will go straight to a lawyer for a cease and desist order. Already briefly consulted with one just to be safe. They confirmed my position on the car and apartment is rock solid. The constant demands, the victim narrative, the attempted meddling with my housing, it's disappointing. Do they really believe they can bully and manipulate their way back into the comfortable situation Emily blew up? Newsflash, it doesn't work like that. Now I'm just focusing on cleaning up the emotional mess. It's tough realizing the person you lived with and cared about is capable of this level of deceit and entitlement. But better to know now. Final update. It's been roughly 2 months since Emily returned from her little space-finding trip with Jordan. Things have quieted down, mostly because I refused to engage with the drama after that last update. Wanted to share the final resolution. The smear campaign continued for a while. I lost some superficial mutual friends who bought Emily's story. Honestly, good riddance. Anyone who takes her side without hearing the whole story isn't someone I need in my life anyway. My real friends, the ones who knew me before Emily, were supportive. They heard my version, saw the blatant disrespect, and had my back 100%. Emily apparently tried to escalate things legally, sort of. Got a vaguely threatening letter from some cheap lawyer she probably had to scrape funds together to pay for, demanding $10,000 for the value of her contributions to the car and emotional distress. It was full of typos and legal nonsense. My response was to have the lawyer I consulted send a very formal, concise letter back. It included copies of the car title, loan agreement, and insurance policy, all solely in my name, a reminder that her contributions were for use depreciation during the time she drove it, essentially rent. And she actually owed money if calculated by mileage at standard rates, a bluff, but it made the point. A copy of her original I need space, don't contact me text, screenshots of the vacation with Jordan photos, public, timestamped posts, a warning that any further baseless claims or harassment would result in me seeking legal fees and filing a restraining order based on her prior attempts to cause trouble with my landlord. Total silence after that. Her cheap lawyer probably told her she had no case and dropped her. Paying for an actual legal battle was never an option for her, especially without my financial support. I heard through the grapevine, a friend who still has minimal contact with one of Emily's less intense friends, what happened next. Emily stayed with Brooke for a while, which apparently caused enormous friction because Emily expected Brooke to basically fund her life and didn't lift a finger. Shocking. Jordan, predictably, ghosted once the vacation was over and reality set in. He wasn't interested in supporting her or dealing with her long-term drama. He got his fun trip, end of story. Apparently, she tried emotionally blackmailing her parents, Karen, for money, probably with some success, but they couldn't bankroll her former lifestyle indefinitely. Last I heard, she had to move back to her hometown, living with her parents again. Apparently, she complains constantly about how unfair life is and how I ruined everything for her. Zero self-awareness, zero remorse, just pure entitlement and victim mentality. The best part, the sweet, sweet sound of silence. No more demands, no more drama, no more Emily. My apartment feels like mine again. Actually repainted the living room last weekend. Got rid of some of the furniture she picked out, reclaiming the space. Feels good. Revenge wasn't loud or explosive. It was quiet and methodical. It was simply respecting her request for no contact and letting the logical consequences of her actions play out completely. She wanted space? She got an infinite amount of it. She prioritized a fling with her ex? She had to deal with the fallout alone. She took my support, car, apartment, for granted? She lost them as soon as she broke the trust they were built on. Selling the car she thought was hers, the car that was her status symbol, while she was literally tanning with another dude. Yeah, that part really did feel satisfying, not gonna lie. That empty parking spot when she got back? Chef's kiss. That's consequence hitting hard and visibly. She didn't just lose a boyfriend. She lost the comfortable life she assumed was her right, funded by me. It cost me emotionally, yes. Took time to process the betrayal. But I handled it logically, protected myself, and refused to be a doormat. She thought she could play games, keep me dangling. She miscalculated. Badly. She faced the inevitable, direct consequences of her own choices, and her entitlement couldn't shield her. That's the most satisfying outcome I could ask for. Good riddance, Emily.